Hello everyone! Today, you will dive deep into the wonderful world of mysteries and riddles again. After all, the 13th episode of Skibidi Zombie Universe was released just a couple of hours ago. And I can guarantee you that your brain will literally explode from the amount of secrets and references that MonsterUp has prepared for you in this episode. The author of the series personally told me some exclusive information that you will definitely find out at the end of the video. The 13th episode gives us an epic battle involving my favorite character, and at the same time leaves a lot of questions and inconsistencies that we will talk about and try to find out the truth. So if you are really ready to find out the truth about Base 23 to which this guy teleported Gman, as well as to hear the secret phrase said by the TV man, and figure out whether he is really a traitor or not, then put all your business aside for the next 10 minutes and trust me. Today, I will analyze the 13th episode of Skibidi Toilet Zombie Universe for you. And then I will show you all the secrets and Easter eggs that will 100% keep you awake tonight. Who prevented the Alliance from using the X-18 again? What kind of new monster has emerged from a giant cloud? And what is he capable of? Why couldn't Titan Drillman help you at the most important moment? Is it true that the POV will not be able to escape, and the 13th episode is the last in his lifetime? Get your tea and snacks ready, and prepare to watch this video to the end, because it will definitely be the best 10 minutes of your life. Let's go! First, let me explain what this traitor is doing among us, and refresh your memory a little bit. As you already know from the last episode, this Gigachad coped with the infected Titan with the help of his big brains, and destroyed the Jackson zombie forever. It turned out to be not the last battle for him, and the Plague Doctor arrived to the rescue of the mutants, and it seemed that Jimmy was about to repeat the fate of the Astro Toilet and join the zombie army. But the blood somehow managed to strike back so that the cowardly bird's beak ran away like a little girl. The charge of the X-18 has dried out, and G-Man collapsed completely exhausted, and the sneaky Titan took advantage of it and wanted to take a bite out of him. But fortunately, Titan Drillman arrived at the party and canceled this zombie's dinner and forced him to run as fast as he could from the battle. Also, 2 speakermen took part in the episode who consider the cameraman's race to be traitors. But well, after that, this TV man came on stage, who surprisingly tried to act friendly. Now you're all set and ready, and it's time to figure out if the Alliance knows that the traitor is right in front of them. The episode is already on your screens, and it starts with the POV taking the gun away from Drillman and taking aim at the freak. And thank God, I'm so glad. This scene answers the most important question that I asked from you in my last analysis. After all, in fact, the Alliance does not know who betrayed them in Episode 9, and only we know about what happened between TV Man and the Plague Doctor thanks to the secret scene. And to be honest, I was very worried that after teleporting the traitor, no one would suspect him of dark deeds and would continue to communicate with him as a friend. But fortunately, he was given out by the red algae, and the POV realized that this is the same guy to whom he gave the flash drive and who was attacked by a zombie in Episode 8. Well, TV Man then dares to actually talk to you, and after that he takes out a tablet, which shows a map with the exact location of the Titans. For some reason, the traitor helps us and gives us the information about where we can find and save our brothers. Also, on the sides of the tablet, you can see the logos of 2 cool guys, one of whom is your faithful servant, and the second one is the popular YouTuber called Ahoy, who's filming his reactions to Skibidi Zombie series. And after you point the gun at him and the coward raises his hands, he says a secret phrase that sounds like, "I'm not infected." Listen for it yourselves. Of course, the POV believes him because this sly guy really doesn't behave like a zombie. But to be honest, I know this guy's real plan. So right now, he wants to gain your trust and prevent us from winning the war against the virus once again. You can ask a fair question. Hey ESO, but then why did he show you where the Titans currently are? After all, he may be playing the role of an undercover agent, and he had to betray us in Episode 8 in order to gain the trust of the Plague Doctor and find out from him where the 2 Titans were hiding. And I understand that now it's not entirely clear to you whether this TV man is a traitor or not. And I'll tell you everything about it a little bit later, so watch this video to the end so you will find out the whole terrible truth. Okay, after that the POV turns around and you see that the X-18 energy has finally run out, and the gun that was giving G-Man his enhancements is flying right into your hands. At this time, Drillman collects a Rubik's Cube. Hey you lazy, Do Do you really think this is the right time for games? Oh, I'm sorry. As it turned out, this is not a simple cube. And as soon as Drillman collects it, it turns into a teleporter and sends Jimmy to a secret place. This dude moved the poor guy to the base called 23, and MonsterUp himself explained it to me exactly, where G-Man will rest now. Base 23 belongs to the Drillman's race, and we have never seen it in the Skibidi zombie series before. And I have an interesting theory about all of this. What if we have never met the headquarters in this universe, then maybe it is located in the Skibidi multiverse by Dom's studio? What if this cube has exactly the same ability as the secret agent's axe, and with its help, drillmen are able to move between the multiverses? And right now, G-Man is being their guest. Write your own theories about this in the comments, and I will pin the most interesting one of them under this video. Also, if you go back to the beginning of the episode, you could see drillmen with the same cube. Well, now Chad is safe, but the problems do not end there, as it is not clear where the smoke begins to appear, from which a new guest comes out a couple of seconds later. He has 4 hands, on one of which there is something like a harpoon, and on the second there's a circular saw. He wears headphones, and half of his face is being completely rotten, and it looks very creepy. Also, the monster has no pupils, and instead of them you can see eyes that are completely flooded with dark green. After such an epic appearance, the battle of 2 big guys begins. Titan Drillman seemed to be well trained in boxing, so he delivered a good blow to the zombies. But everything is not so simple, and the dude shows you his main ability. He releases his long tongue like a mutant frog and firmly grabs his brother's hand and pulls closer to himself in parallel, striking a crushing blow. And oh my god, it looks very creepy. But it's time for the Drillman to show the job he's really good at. The Titan jumps out of the ground and grabs the monster's main weapon, and then he changes the drill to the sharp blades, and it seems like now the Alliance will have a freshly baked zombie tongue for lunch. In fact, this freak looks very strange to me. It's like this dumbass just came to show off in front of you. Otherwise, I can't explain why he kept holding his tongue out at this particular moment. It was a really stupid decision. Okay, after that, Titan Drillman dives underground as if it was water surface and delivers several powerful blows. But unfortunately, the blood makes a mistake, and the zombie manages to anticipate the next jump. So he grabs the Titan by the throat like a plush toy. It looks like this zombie is pretty damn strong, because with just one hand, he is able to lift a Titan into the air who weighs several tons. It's time for the POV to finally go on stage now, and it seems like he's going to destroy this monster forever. But a second before the shot was fired, a mysterious stranger cancels his plans and knocks the X-18 out of your hands. The POV turns around to see who did it, but like a ninja, the scoundrel manages to stay unnoticed. By the way, if you watch this moment in slow motion, then it will become clear to you that it was actually a stick which was thrown into the POV that knocked the X-18 weapon out of his hands. Also, when the POV turns around to look at the mysterious traitor, you can see someone's hand behind the tree. Although it's pretty hard to say who this hand belongs to exactly, because only a small part of it is visible. But most likely, it's the TV man from the beginning of the episode. If you will compare these shots one with another, then you will immediately understand that this is the same tree near which this freak was standing at. And I think it was he who prevented the POV from shooting the X-18. If this is indeed the case, then this once again confirms my theory that the traitor is only pretending to be a friend to the Alliance, and that he still in fact remains a faithful servant of the Plague Doctor. I hope that you will allow me to return to this TV man and quickly tell you the terrible truth about what he had really intended to do all this time. Let's look at the facts. It is known to the POV that TV Man was attacked by a zombie in episode 8, right? And now, after 5 episodes, he's back, and of course, the first thing that the POV thought about was that he was probably infected too. But the sly guy introduced himself as usual, and even said that everything was fine with him, and that he wasn't a zombie. All that the POV knows now is that TV Man was attacked and somehow miraculously managed to survive, so he does not even realize that in fact the traitor was attacked for fun, and it was all just a theatrical act. The POV thinks that right now there is a hero standing right in front of him who managed to get out of a difficult situation, and most likely the tablet on which the location of the Titans was shown is a trap into which this traitor is luring us. And I think everyone will believe him and go to the cave where they will already be set on fire by the Plague Doctor. Even if we imagine that TVman is actually an undercover agent and he betrayed us only to find out the Bird's Beak's plans and tell the Alliance where the Titans are hidden, then why did he throw a stick at us and prevent us from helping the Titan? This guy is clearly luring us into a trap, and unfortunately, the Alliance has no idea about anything, because the POV did not destroy him, as he believed that TVman was actually his friend. Let's go back to the episode now. This poster also appeared on the tree behind which TVman hid, and this is another reference to a YouTuber who films reaction videos to the Skibidi zombie series. After such a failure, the POV turns around again and runs towards the cannon, but it gets thrown aside by this zombie's thick leg. But POV is not an ordinary guy, and he still manages to grab it. Everything seems to be under control now, and very soon we will fire a shot and destroy the fool. But unfortunately, the POV makes a fatal mistake. It seems that his hands were sweating, and because of this, the X-18 slips out, and all that can be done is to intercept it with his feet. The POV is not a circus monkey though, and of course he fails to make a shot, so the zombie wants to have dinner real bad, so throws it right into his mouth. The cannon runs off again to do something on its own, and we have no choice but to slide down after it. Also, in his bad-smelling mouth, you see a sign with a hint not to fall down, the author of which is another popular YouTuber filming reactions. That's some very good advice, man, but tell me how the heck to get out. Well, fortunately, the episode doesn't end there, and the POV takes a bath inside the monster's stomach, and oh my god. When you get inside, you see several cameramen, and it seems they all went to a better world, as all of them were eaten by this monster. If the POV does not come up with anything, he will probably follow the same fate as them, but thankfully, the cannon pops up right next to our brother, and he quickly rushes to it. His hands are fully covered with green slime, and most likely, it is acid in the stomach that gradually begins to dissolve the POV's suit. You almost manage to grab the X-18, but at the very last moment, you fall exhausted, and your whole face gets covered with liquid. In fact, this whole scene inside the stomach is another reference to the anime series called Attack on Titan, where the main character also fell into the mouth of a monster. Also, at the time of exploring the area, this poster floated past you, and this is once again a reference to another popular YouTuber. It looks like this episode is the last one for the POV, and let me share a theory with you about what awaits us next. A second before you run to the cannon, you look up and see this strange thing. I think that this is the vulnerable spot of this zombie, and it was in here exactly where Titan Drillman struck, and after that he will pull the POV out. Also, it was not quite clear to me where the Titan was hanging around at that second because the mutant just grabbed him by the throat, and where he decided to go after that, I do not know. It is actually his fault that we are swimming in the stomach of this zombie right now, and if Titan Drillman still does not save us, then I will be very angry with him soon. It's also time to tell you some exclusive information that the author of the series shared with me personally. For sure, at the moment when the POV was raising the X-18, you must have noticed this poster, and honestly, I didn't pay much attention to it. But MonsterUp sent me this image in high quality, and as it turned out, if you will read the entire text, then you will discover one amazing secret. At the very beginning, you see gratitude to the blood for his donation, and if you start reading lines below, you will be asked not to do this. But if you will still ignore it and continue, then you will find out that the Plague Doctor's liquid can give tremendous power to someone who drinks it. But at the same time, you have a very high risk, because this liquid can actually destroy you. As MonsterUp has said, this is exactly what will happen very soon. So I think that the infected Titan will be allowed to drink some of this liquid, and he will turn into an unstoppable monster. And since Gman is on vacation now, Titan Drillman will have to do all the work for him. But the first thing he will have to do is to earn our forgiveness and save the POV from the zombie's stomach. And that was all for today. Write your own theories about what awaits us in the 14th episode in the comments under this video. And that was me, ISO Toilet. See ya!